So I want to jump into sort of the core of what we want to talk about today. So what is autonomous planning in the supply chain context? And can you give examples of autonomous planning?
Of course, yes. So at the core, autonomous supply chain planning entails making decisions to optimize the delivery of goods and services from suppliers to customers without need for human touch. So in a way, it's comparable to autonomous cars. So these decisions are made in a synchronized manner using real-time or near real-time data, machine learning and AI, and optimization technology, while having the humans kind of sit at the steering wheel, setting the goals and managing the parameters. So in order to achieve this, basically all the different decision points in supply chain planning, starting with demand planning, inventory planning, supply planning, be it via procurement or production planning, along with fulfillment and allocation and even transportation planning need to be integrated. So to get into some examples, I'd like to give you some real, examples from our customers covering retail and CPG industries. So for instance, in quick commerce business, where customers expect delivery within 30 minutes, every day for each product, planners need to decide how much to hold at each fulfillment center so that the limited capacity is used in the most optimal way. They need to balance minimizing lost sales versus minimizing waste, especially for ultra fresh and fresh products. And there is limited space at these micro fulfillment centers, though, so they have to be very smart about how much inventory to put in, right? So then there is the next level of the decision, which is how much inventory to hold at the central warehouse to replenish these MFCs. And if they're using cross docks, how to dynamically allocate receipts at the cross docks as they come in. So we do all of that as part of our integrated planning. And we take into account the needs of the stores based on their sales rates and their inventories to aggregate those needs at the DC level and provide procurement decisions as well. So we call this closed loop automation, going from at the micro fulfillment center, figuring out, the demands, the optimal inventory levels, and giving replenishment recommendations, then rolling them up to the DC or cross docks, and making that decision automated as well. So that whole loop is called synchronized planning in our world. And of course, the planners are still involved, but instead of kind of figuring out the math, one by one, they're really managing the input parameters to these plans, such as service level targets or shelf lives, and planning parameters like lead times and delivery schedules. And also they handle exceptions in the recommendations generated by the system. We can also expand this to the ecosystem of suppliers and get real-time updates on open orders. And the same flow applies to different types of retailers as well, be it groceries, specialty, fashion, e-commerce, direct-to-consumer, D2C business, as well as wholesalers. So another example is on the CPG manufacturing side. And there the problem gets a little bit more complicated because there's the whole production planning aspect. So there too, demand planning, inventory planning, supply planning, capacity planning, and production scheduling is integrated to create an autonomous planning solution that gives recommendations every day. And also, in addition, there is the order fulfillment and transportation planning steps as well. So Solvoyo platform solves for all these decisions in an integrated manner through concurrent optimization, which also leads to cost savings on transportation while, of course, reducing carbon footprint. And making, smarter decisions in a more autonomous way saves not only, of course, human efforts, but also helps the environment as well.